Wow, I haven't seen this in ages. Okay, maybe a few years. The photo at the end, these are my best friends. He is a retired Marine Corps officer, served during the Vietnam War, also served in Korea, just like I did as well. And they were able to travel all over the world until he began to lose his sight. And at this point, he was almost what one would consider legally blind. He is now officially that. But they went to Israel. They went everywhere in the world and took pictures. These pictures, I don't know who took them because they're actually pretty good. So I had promised to do a slideshow for him. And it happens that today is their anniversary, wedding anniversary. So, and again, remember, I may have told you last week we celebrated both of our anniversary. He wanted to do it a little bit earlier because he was going to be away in the next couple of weeks. So this weekend he's gone. But anyway, my best friends, and we just wonderful dinner together the other day, and they should be back. And I hadn't seen this. This is the first time I see it in, like I said, in several years. Hope you guys enjoyed it. They have other slideshows that I have made for them from their trips that they have gone on. But anyway, welcome everyone. I'm glad you are all here again with me. We have 17 on board. I hope we get a few more because I have some good announcements to make. Nothing to do with the channel, but next week I already arranged it. We're going to have Matt McNamara, the new owner of Precisioncolors in Chicago, United States, Chicago, Illinois, USA. He's going to be with us next Sunday. So please pass the word to others. If if we don't get, say, 40 people today, I hope that if I promote it enough on Facebook, that's my only outlet at this point besides this live stream. And of course, the videos that I have been uploading to the new channel. Recovery procedures have down the toilet, so I have accepted the fact that I have to start all over again, and it really doesn't matter. My goal is to just reach as many people as I can. Even though I had nearly 70,000 subscribers when this occurred, doesn't mean that I was reaching 75,000 people. Okay. It is clearly that when you upload a new video and you only get 50 views, you're not reaching to 70,000 people anymore. So they're just subscribed, but they're not really attending or following you. So anyway, regardless, I've been busy every day putting out 5 videos a day from 12 to 4, 6, and 8 o'clock my time, Eastern time, United States. And I was searching in my backups and come to find out that I have some pretty good stuff. And I was so happy to see that indeed I had backed off all of the actual Adobe Premiere projects. And I will show you what I have available right now so you can at least know what's coming. And by the way, how do you like that? I don't know if we saw you, I don't know if we did that last week or not. I think we may have. I was at Michael's with my wife buying, getting some Halloween stuff. We do Halloween year round. And they had some really nice framed photographs. The frames were a little bit more gnarly, like Halloween-like, unlike mine. Mine is just a plain wooden frame. But that image was similar to that one. So I created it in AI in Photoshop, and it really turned out really well. This was the best of 3. So I printed it on that linen paper from Strathmore, and it is absolutely stunning. My wife loves it. We're going to find a place for this to be hung. It's ready to be hung. So again, amazing. And she almost thought that I had somehow secretly taken a picture of the actual framed photo that they were selling for like 25 bucks. Anyway, I was happy to be able to get that done, in other words. So What else is new? So again, like I said, I've been uploading. Let me go ahead and show you some of the titles that will be coming up. Um, let me get this set up before I make a mistake and log myself out accidentally. That has happened in the past. Let me remove the video and the welcome sign. We will open up this drive that I have. So this is a Seagate drive. I think it's like 1 terabyte, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. Um, Here are all my backups, and so some of them I'm not going to re-upload. These are, these are drama club performances from the school. But here are the YouTube videos, and then I have YouTube projects here as well. So then I have another drive that's a larger capacity one, where I have all of the current stuff saved, except for the live streams. I need to explain how that works. In the past, before they started, I think they were losing money, and so they have to charge you. This is StreamYard. So they were doing an automatic recording and saving it on either their servers or whatever they use for storage. And then I, the user, because I have an account with them, I could download those and save them. So for emergencies, yeah, like we have now. So they stopped doing that. And stupid me, I should have been downloading like the last several years of my live streams. I only have a few dozen live streams that I can upload, because when I got hacked a long time ago as well, again, and YouTube, this was the first time YouTube channels were being hacked by cryptocurrency people from foreign countries. And they were not aware. So I had a period of time where I saw, wait a minute, somebody's using my channel and they're earning money. Let me download all my stuff. And at that point, I was able to download what I could. And eventually, I actually got restored. Not this time, but that time I did. And so I do have a certain amount of backup. And I think it'll be enough. I'm more concerned with the current, earliest, the newest stuff that I have uploaded, and that I have very good news. I think I'm good, and I'm good for that. Let me show you here what we are looking at. What did I just do here? I made myself large. I don't want to do that. So, okay, that's what happened. I clicked on the wrong screen. So YouTube videos, let me make sure that I got that chosen. So here are the ones I have currently yet to upload. I am up to like here. I have like 4 days scheduled, and it'll be automatic. And then what I will do is I will create links or share links in my Facebook group for those of you who rather, keep track in Facebook. So these are just videos that are just simply not relevant anymore. Absolutely, because what I discuss is no longer available. Non-printing videos. These are a lot of drone photography videos that I may pick and choose a few and upload as I go along. In case you guys are interested in aerial photography, I will go ahead and upload those. But again, you just need to tell me that. Live streams. This is where I'm loading currently every Saturday at noon, one at a time. And let me see how many do I have here. These are the ones that I was smart enough to download, or at the time I was able to get a recording off of the site, the StreamYard site. That's going to take a while to load. Let me take a drink while I wait. Okay, here we go. So these are already re-uploaded, and these are more live streams. And so I will be able to go to like 2021. And then that's it as far as live streams go. Now, I have uploaded, let me see, uploaded to the new channel this many already. And let's see. I can't read that. Uploaded, and then I do, let's see, projects. I'm looking for projects. Maybe they're in the other folder. Here we go. So these are projects that I have a finished video in. These are actually, I can reopen them in Premiere. So look at that. So I have plenty of material to re-upload. And it goes from 2021 to 23, 24. And then on another drive, I have the current stuff. So I will be able to restore pretty much most of the videos that I had originally in the old drive. So that is good news for me anyway. I'm very glad that I was a little bit worried about what do I actually have available. Well, it happens that I do have quite a bit available, so that's good. So at least that will get me going or get me back to the point where I was when this horrible thing happened. So anyway, let's welcome you guys here. We got 21 here. Like I said, I hope we get a little bit more, but today is, Labor Day weekend. People are busy. So when I finish this, and this is processed as a video, because right now we're just basically uploading live streaming. So once it becomes a video, I will download that. I will download it from where? From YouTube. Okay, they will not let me download. They are not even recording this right now. I would have to pay almost $60 a month. I can't afford that. I really can't. So I will download. Unfortunately, it's a 720p version of this. If you're watching me live, you can watch probably at 1080p, but the process video will only be 720p. So I will download that and I will add it to my list of downloaded videos, okay, or live streams. And so that basically, that'll make number 4 since this thing happened. So from now on, I'm going to, religiously save everything because I don't want this to happen again. And at this point, that's fine. I'm just doing this really for, any help that I can provide people. So let's go ahead and say hi to Nigel Waters, very early this morning, 7:24 my time. He's got kind of 300, Pro 300 with all the trimmings. Wales, UK, welcome. As always, Ron K from Trenton, New Jersey. Epson EcoTank 8550. By the way, my son is coming around 2-ish. So we're going to watch something on TV and then we're going to order some Chinese food. So I am not going to stay late. Let's just say I'm going to try to keep it as close to 2 o'clock as possible. So we need to get going here. Okay, so Ron K, Trenton, New Jersey, Epson EcoTank 8550, Kimmich Ultimate Lifetime, Canon R5 Mark II, and a Canon 7D. Fred Elias, Warren, Michigan, 8550, home user of Red River Papers, OEM Inks, i1 Pro, Nikon D300, cool day in Michigan today. Martin Van Gogh from the Netherlands, Epson SC P900 roll unit, OEM Inks. And what is your new mail address? It'll still be Gmail, tooljoe1949 at Gmail or at Yahoo. So tooljoe1949, tooljoe, TOOLJOE 1949 at Yahoo or at Gmail. That's crazy. I didn't even click on anything. So insane. All right. Richard Bender, Hagerstown, Maryland. Happy Labor Day. In a very few short weeks, we'll be photographing the change of landscape colors. That's right. Great for HDR. Oh boy. You bet. You bet. It's coming. It's coming, especially out where you live. MPF Photo, Nick Marmolejo, Deer Valley, Arizona, Epson Stylus Pro 3800 Piezography, Pro Inks, Epson XP 15000 Chipless, PCSE Inks, QMH Ultimate Lifetime, 0-1 Photo Raw Max, Sony Alpha 6000. HZ from the Netherlands. Thanks again, Jose, for your work and dedication this week. I printed just one A4 of my 8550, but I got some serious A3 Plus prints to make, so that'll ramp up quickly. All right. Excellent. Kevin Berniarski, Ellsworth, Wisconsin. Canon Pro-300, Epson EcoTank 8550, and the XP 15000. Harold Davies. Hello, my friend, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Pro 1100, 2100, PCSE, QMH Richard Bender. Looking forward to your work. Yeah, he does great stuff, I'm telling you. Next time you come down for lunch, I hope to see some of that, some of the new colors. The fall is right around the corner, man. Pete Grobel, Plainville, Connecticut, Canon ProGraph 1100 OEM inks. I print 5 to 6 22 by 17 borderless yesterday. This printer is a powerhouse and workhorse for me. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know too much about the larger format Epson printers. I have an 800, but man, all I hear is how wonderful these big Canon printers are, and there's got to be some truth behind that. Pete says, Jose, I wanted to start selling. Are XMF files required or suggested? Thanks. Can you explain? Are those media configuration files you're talking about? Are you referring? You have a Canon, so is that the same as the AMX1 or AM1X files that Epson uses? And no, it's not required. No, you can make your own profiles if you're able to, if that's what you mean, and just print using the recommended whatever paper choice you use to create the profile with. That becomes your paper choice, and then the profile just fixes all of the color output. Photo Nikon 780, Edmonton, Canada, Canon Pro-1000, Epson EcoTank 8550, XP 15000, OEM inks and papers, Red River, QMH Ultimate, Photoshop, and Lightroom. Steve from Germantown here, R2000. Welcome back. Harold Davies, Big Grovel, if you're printing borderless inside the printer, you get a lot of overspray. We print on larger sheets and trim. That is correct. Yep, that is correct. You want to stay away from that if at all possible. If you have a trimmer that's large enough so you can handle, just use a larger paper. Size your images to that particular size so they are printed that size, and then trim them down. That way the printer is not overspraying. When it goes over the edges, it is spraying ink beyond that. It has to. Otherwise, you get a little bit of a border, and you don't really want that. Zachary Rockvan. Based on your recommendations, I bought an ink sensor setup from my Pro-1000. Will you be posting the install video? Oh, sure. In fact, it's coming in one of those later videos. I got to do everything in order. Sorry. So I got to get everything back basically in the order that were originally uploaded. That's the way I would like to do it. So just hang in there. Hang in there. It's coming. Pete says, Harold Davies, thanks. I check daily. The printer is so big that I have not much at all. I do clean when needed. Yeah. You just got to be aware that you have to clean more often. In other words, don't print borderless continuously for 3 years. You'll be shocked how much gunk will be found in those sponges along the plating. Zachary Rockovan says, just determined my Epson P7000 had a delaminated head today. Ooh. Yikes. I don't understand how that can happen with an EPSON printer. Print heads for EPSONs are like tanks. They can take a lot of abuse, except internal pressure. If you try to pump in some cleaning fluid with too much pressure, you will delaminate them, delaminate them, and they're ruined for life at that point. Okay. All righty. Come on. All right. Good. So that's it with the news. I'm uploading daily. I take a break on Saturdays. I do one live stream on Saturdays, and then we do our live get together here with you guys. And that is going to be re-downloaded when it is done. So the news are also for next week. The new owner for Precisioncolors will be here with me. Prepare your questions. Pass the word. I'm gonna do that in Facebook almost every day this coming week. Please come on board Sunday, this coming Sunday. If you have any questions, you have any complaints, you have any issues, whatever, bring them to me on Sunday, and I will have Matt basically sitting next to me in the other screen, and we'll be able to address anything you have, any doubts about or questions about, okay? So make sure you're here next Sunday. If at all, next Sunday is when you should be here. Thank you. All right. Problem that occurred to an individual. I just saw this yesterday. Let me share the screen again. Remember, I got kicked out for some reason. Here we go. All right. So what this photo or image indicates, I hate when I get a pop-up from one of the programs that I own. Anyway, so here we go. If you notice, this is probably a rag type paper. This is the issue. I am sure that most, if not all, people who print have experienced this problem. I have found that just prior to printing, carefully rolling your paper around a cardboard tube with the printing surface on the outside and holding it in place for 15 to 20 seconds often does the trick. Please use a clean surface and a clean cotton gloves. Okay, so that is a solution to a problem this man is having. And I don't really see that here in this photograph. Let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see the edges are a little bit frayed. That's what rag paper looks like on the edges. So he's referring to basically head strikes. So the way that can happen and what he was experiencing, especially, it wasn't so much, the edges being head struck because they were curled up. See, rag paper is a little bit saggy and is not as stiff as paper that is resin coated or some of the other glossy type papers. They have a bit of a strengthening coat, keeps them a little bit flatter, less likely to sag or whatever. So you're printing a large, long print, and it begins to extend beyond the front edge. And notice this is only, 10 inches? And you have maybe, I don't know, 20 more inches to go. Once it begins to sag up front, it's going to start sloping down, and that causes a seesaw. This becomes a fulcrum. This becomes a place where the paper can actually do this. So the center portion of the paper can be forced to go up. All it takes is a few thousandths of an inch. That's all it takes. So he's working on a big printer. So what I recommend, if you're experiencing this, he's seeing head strikes around the midpoint. Usually they occur on the edges, leading, trailing edges. You get the head strikes because of the curling. So what I suggest you do, this is not too bad. This design is actually pretty good. You have this ridge here. Okay. Only thin paper will probably come down here. And I don't know whether that aligns. Let me see, with a ruler. I don't know where the data lines. The paper will be coming out right about this point. So yeah, right here, there's about 3/4 of an inch space. The paper comes out right about this level, and then it hits this little ridge right here and continues being fed out relatively flat. Now, you're not going to be printing, 28-inch long prints on this printer. So there's very little chance that any sagging is going to cause the opposite edge to be seesawed up, and that will cause a head strike. Um, what you can do on like my Pro 1000, I have to get a box of paper, like a 50 sheet box, and lay it on the actual exit platform. That way the paper comes out at whatever the height is and it matches my box. And it just glides on top of the box. There's not going to be anything forcing it to seesaw down and cause the other end to rise up and give you a head strike. That's what's going to cause that. And if it's a long enough print, it's going to occur probably around the midpoint, as well as the trailing edge. It's going to be a wreck because all that paper weight is now wet. It weighs a lot more than it did when it was dry. It's going to cause that end to tilt up. Yeah, it's just something about the mechanics of printers. Unless you're printing on roll paper, which is always supported along from the rear outside the printer to the front, it's always going to be supported. But if you're feeding individual cut sheets, you're going to have that issue on certain printers. And I don't know why they do that. They have that gap. See, they did it correctly here on this one. The paper comes out and stays flat against the tray. The other ones, no, there's like an inch drop, and it can cause that tilt from the paper weight itself. It's crazy. Another one, this was a good one. Let me go ahead and open up. I believe they wanted to do it on the XP 15000 driver. So that baby is upstairs in our bedroom right now, running off of Wi-Fi. Let me go ahead and open up the driver, if I can find it. Here we go. Got too many printers. The question or complaint was that he sets up, I don't know what he's using to print with, but he sets up a layout. Say he's printing on, I believe it was 13 by 19 Super B, the what is it, A3. And then he was sizing his photograph, but it was coming out another size, totally different than what the display showed. So I don't know exactly what he was doing because he wasn't very explicit with the details. And you gotta be, folks. I just did a video, not did, but uploaded a video several days ago about learning printer lingo. Please do so. Please take it upon yourself to learn printer lingo. So when you talk to me or someone else better than me, they understand what you're asking. So people are using these terms that have nothing to do with what they're trying to describe. It's just another way of talking. So I'm not being a snob or the other person being a snob that's trying to help you. But you really need to learn the lingo so that you can then explain exactly what you're experiencing. And in a matter of a couple of questions back and forth, your problem will be solved rather than going back and forth pulling teeth for hours. And I say something and they don't understand what I'm describing and that sort of thing. Or they're describing something and I don't understand what you're talking about. So learn that. It's really important in this world. We're going to have problems all the time. I have them all the time as well. And after 20, what has it been? 25 years now. I started in 2000 doing inkjet printing. I think I can pretty much figure everything out that I can, that can hit me during my printing. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pass all of this to you guys, especially many who are starting out. I don't want you to go through my God, the nightmares that I went through in the early years. No, it was awful. It was awful. There's no need to do that. Learn the right stuff right now, and you can immediately buy a brand new printer and use it perfectly and get exactly what you expect to get. It is possible. Okay, so here's what's happening. So here's the driver for the XP 15000. And there's a very, very, very important thing here. So you got the rear feeder, letter size, right? We're going to choose, I think it was A3 Super B. Super B. In some places, A3 Super is 13 by 19. I don't know why. So go to the More Options tab. And here is what will trick you every single time. Your layout, your document on your layout is, in other words, the document is the paper, 13 by 19. I'm sorry, the document size you're creating, 13 by 19. And you want to print it as much as you can, fill all the way out to the non-printable margin. So print to fill, in other words. Output paper. Wait a minute. What is that? Another choice? Oh, yeah. So it has to be set the same as document size. Watch what happens if I click on this. Oh, my God. I could actually print a 5 by 7 in a 13 by 19 piece of paper. Well, heck, I can do that in QImage. But I'm trying to print a 13 by 19 as filling as much as I can on a 13 by 19 piece of paper. So I need to match. These two need to match. Same as document size. And I'm pretty sure this is what was causing the issue. And the person said that they were getting like a very narrow 3-inch wide by so many inches long. If I could do that, I could set up a specific size, print that size on my 13 by 19 paper. What a waste that would be, right? So that's what's happening. When you get this weird, super weird output where you see it on your layout, it looks correct, but it prints incorrectly, look at that. Make sure that the input and output are identical. Okay, if you want to do it manually, you can do it manually as well. But if you do the automatic, the same as the document, then it should be okay. It should be the same. And keep it from, doing crazy stuff on you. It is mind-boggling, and it makes you, if I had any hair, I would pull it out. Check my hat. Crooked. I hate this hat. Even though I love Mickey, this hat, when they sewed it together, they did a terrible job. Alex Zur, hi from New York, with the Canon Pro 1100, the 300, and the 100. All right, the Canon trio, the trifecta. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to print on something new that I just got today. Not today, but the other day. And by the way, for those of you who are digging like I am the heck out of this paper, look how nice that looks. I printed the title of the photograph, my name, my date, and it looks gorgeous. This is printed using my profile. It is a Vivid Fine Art profile that I made for this paper. And here, if you guys recall last week, I printed this. It's an AI generated with brush marks. I mean, it is fabulous. Look at that. On real canvas. Okay. I sprayed the heck out of it, but it's still not really shining. It's got a little bit of gloss to it. And here's the one on glossy paper. Yeah, there's a bit of a difference, but as far as color matching is pretty much accurate, I would say. It's not really that far off. Again, different profiles. One of them, this one I didn't even use the profile, I don't think. Maybe I did. But anyway, oh yeah, I did. This is Pecos Gloss. Oh, I had to use a Pecos Gloss profile, but not the Magnum profile, which they don't have one for the 8550. So let me put this back in there. Like so. I can put this down here. I don't need it. But anyway, I found 12 by 18 Strathmore acrylic satin. And I am hoping to heck that my 8550 can handle it. It will, of course, require a custom paper size to be created. This is the big version of that same painting. So this image that I created using AI really worked well, because it really does print at 13 by 19. It prints at any size I want. The quality is still there. Look at the difference between these two. This is semi-gloss, and it is a Hahnemühle Fine Art. I did not have an ICC profile for it, but I got a pretty good rendition. It's a little bit stronger than it should have normally been. This is on the Strathmore paper. I will be framing that baby after I sign it. And then here, let me see. I got this one's. I know I have a copy of this somewhere. Oh yeah, I have a sublimation one of this. Way too strong, but still pretty good. And then my grandma, I did that on the Strathmore paper as well. Yep, and it looks fantastic. And there she is. The lady from Mallorca, Spain. That's right. Her last name is Forteza, which is like fortress. Yeah, she was strong as an ox. Let's put this away safely over here. I got my press warming up. Should be done by now. So here's my 12 by 12. I have my 9 by 12 right here. And now I have the 12 by 18. And I certainly hope that works okay. I mean, by that I mean that it feeds with no issues. So we're going to go ahead, and this is the only part that I hate about this. It is a pad, and it's got rubber at the end here for the binding. And sometimes it just does not come off easily. Oh, this one is calling me a liar because it's coming off. Well, maybe not. Right here is being stubborn. And sometimes that rubber will stay on like it has right here. So I know that this is really meant for you to just put it on like an easel or something and work directly on it with your acrylic paints. But of course, we don't do that here. We print. So I'm removing this annoying rubbery substance off of here. There we go. And I'm not going to feed it with this leading edge. I'm going to use this clean end as the leading edge. Now remember that I didn't have any issues with the 12 by 12. It tended to feed okay. So hopefully this will be the same. It'll be the same case. Here is my picture that I'm going to be mailing this week with the cards to my friend Harold. And let's see what else we got to do here. Open up QImage. I want to maybe, I don't know whether I should just create something that's going to be 12 by 18. Let's see what we can make. Let's open up Photoshop. I'm going to do file size new. You're not seeing this, but I'm just going file new and then just create 12 by 18. 12 by 18, 300 ppi. And that's good enough. Wrong size. I typed in 12 by 1. Not quite. Okay, 18. 12 by 18, 300 ppi, and boom. Okay. Take my little, look what I have here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Where did it go? I guess okay, my little bar. Let me see if I can take it over there and see if you can see. There you go. You can see it. And I don't know whether we want to do a horizontal or vertical. We'll do it. I don't know. Let me come up with some sort of descriptive term here. We could just simply generate okay, I don't know what happened now. It does this to me every single time. It does. It likes to annoy the living daylights out of me. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and type in generate. There we go. Now we got the correct thing here. So I am going to type in, and since my wife loves Halloween, let's do a scary type forest. What can I come up with? Something descriptive that will create something really dark and scary. I want it to be very smoky, and so haunted forest scene with smoky, no, with smoky fog, beady eyes. How do you spell that? No, eyes hiding in the forest, full moon, dark clouds. I don't know if that's descriptive enough, but we'll give it a try, and we'll try to make it as photo and generate. Why is it doing that? It just went back. I can't remember what I wrote. Good Lord. I'm going to do this over here, folks, so I can do a better job. Haunted woods seen with eyes looking through the trees. Foggy mist, dark clouds, and full moon. Okay. Photo generate. And as you can see here, we have 3 choices. We're going to get 3 versions of this. We'll see what we get. Oh, that's neat. Where are the eyes? Oh, cool. Okay, I am going to copy this and I'm going to add something else to it. No, I'm going to add ghosts. Several. Okay, let's see what happens now. And I want to copy that just in case. So we're going to get 3 more choices here that we'll be able to experiment with. Well, I don't think I see any ghosts. That's pretty ghostly. Nah, I don't like what's happening right here. So I could bring that in actually. See, like that. And then expand it, but I can enlarge it as well. I don't like that one. Now, because I did that, now it's going to just delete the other choices. So, such is the game. Oh, it didn't delete them. Good. I want something. I want some something happening down here. Oh, it didn't add the ghost. Shoot. Okay, let's see. And we'll enter. Now we have 9 choices to choose from. 9 versions. Oh, what's up there? What is that? That's the weirdest moon I've ever seen. It's not giving me the ghost. I think I need to start all over again. This time I will ask for ghosts. We'll close this. No. And we'll do the new file again. And this time, where is my little bar? Oh God. Here we go. It's right there. And I will just fill that in. Scary ghosts in the woods is added. I think you just cannot add it to that little window where you have the descriptive terms. You just cannot edit that apparently. So, oh well. Okay, that is really weird. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. Seriously? All right. Well, as you can see, this can really become um, a little bit crazy. Let me do Control Z and get out of there. Oh, I need to start all over again, apparently. Okay, so, let's see. I'll remove the moon, scary clouds, and ghosts in the trees. We'll see. Maybe it'll do a moon automatically, but I want some ghostly figures on this. Oh yeah. See, now we have some color as well. And the trees are the ghosts. Okay, that's pretty cartoony because I don't think I chose, yeah, I don't think I chose photo. Let me see what else we got here. I think it doesn't understand ghosts in the trees. So I'm going to have to rewrite that. Bear with me, folks. Come on. Bear with me. New file. Okay. And this time, I'm just going to write down ghosts. Oh, I didn't do, darn it. I did not do the photo. I want photo quality. And I don't want scary ghosts. Scary ghosts flying. This is going to be the last one, folks. I will not put you to any more torture. I do this for hours sometimes, and finally, after a while, you get something useful. Good Lord, that's bad. That's not too horrible. Nah. Okay, so this has all been kind of useless at this point. So, but anyway, as you can see, you can do this. I'm going to go into QImage. I'm going to just print a normal image that we have already prepped. And it'll be that special size. I need to create a special size. I'll just maybe do one of those paintings, the other paintings. So QImage. Now this AI business there's really a lot of new stuff available. You have to really explore it quite a bit, I have to say. Let me go into my folders. Right there, like so. Let's see what we have available here. I like this one, but not cropped like that. I want it to be, let's see what it would happen if I did an 12 by 18. So 12 by 18. And then I want a border, at least 3/4 of an inch border. So 0.75, like so. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now I want I got a stroke around that. That looks really good. Do we want to do black and white, or do we want to do color? It goes back. I think I need to print the job so that I'll remember what I did as far as border goes. That's what Mike may have told me, if I recall correctly. That's a pretty picture. I can do that to my friends. Let me see. Oh, I have to undo that. There you go. Undo you. And now we're going to get our border back. Let's see what we have. I kind of like this one. This looks really almost pastoral in character. And he has good brush strokes. Probably a bit too much impasto. As you can see, the brush strokes are a little bit heavy, but I don't think it's that bad. Let me try another one. I just want something that'll work with that size. Let me see. That's pretty neat. This took a lot of attempts to get to the point where something actually worked. And let's see, one, add some sharpening. I always do that, especially with the AI generated photos. Maybe a little bit more color saturation, not too much, just a little bit, like so. Let me see what happens if I undo the previous one. There we go. I was able to undo it without having any kind of weird issues. You guys prefer the other one or this one? Or do you want a sunset like this, maybe? Or this one? What do you guys prefer? Let me know and I will print it for you guys live right here. And we'll also mount it while we're at it. It is 1 o'clock, so I got another hour to go. So let me know in the comments, which one would you like me to print? This one or this one? This one doesn't have enough color impact. I'm going to remove that one. Let me see this one here. And I'm going to take this one off. There we go. So we will print that one. And now comes the setup. So we already have that set up, 8550, velvet fine art paper, and the profile that I created. So let's go ahead and print this baby. Hopefully it will pass right through. We're going to also quickly mount this right here. Oh, this is that one that we looked at earlier as a regular print. We're going to go ahead and create a sublimation mount. I'll show you how I go about using the thicker CA glue. I can use a super liquid one. That's a little bit dangerous to use. It really goes crazy. I have certain uses for it, but I will not use it for something common like just mounting a piece of board in the back. Still loading. I want to be able to catch it just before it begins printing. And then we'll do a sublimation. I want to do one thing. I'm trying to do something for a little kid that loves Santa Claus. Not Santa Claus, Mickey Mouse, sorry. And yeah, I'm going to load a Mickey Mouse image, make maybe like a 8 by 10, and then we'll print it. And that'll be a gift when I see him next week. He is nuts about Mickey. When he was a little baby, we bought him some Mickey shirts and some Mickey stuff. And so we'll see. Okay, almost done. 87, 91, 95. Come on, let's go. 97, 100. Ding dong, come on. There you go. Okay, so now I gotta make sure this is feeding correctly. Oh, Houston, we got a problem. I'm gonna have to probably bend the leading edge a little bit. I'm gonna have to just, oh, it got a little bit of a mark right there. Darn it. Yeah, this is some really tough paper to feed. Well, maybe we're just printed and we're not gonna frame this one because I have a dent right there already. Yeah, we are pushing the heck out of the 8550's capabilities here. I'm gonna have to help feed it more, a little bit more push. So that's gonna have to reload again. Oh well, such is printing. Okay, so I am going to attach this to this, and then we're going to go ahead and glue it to the back of that print. I have this already set to as close a center border, not border, but position as we can. Gotta make sure that I have this oriented correctly. This is going to go horizontal. This is going to go, and I already messed up because I want this to be horizontal. Darn it. That's okay. I'll save this for another print, and I will just get another board. This time we'll do that horizontal. This is a horizontal image, I forgot. Ruler, we'll just find the center. It's really more of a metric measurement, but we'll have to see. Yeah, it is. So I found the center point. Loading. Okay, here we go. Stop what you're doing. We gotta feed this baby. Okay. Boy, I had to really push that down. Hope it begins to print okay. Here I have the little hangers. This time we'll do it in the correct orientation, which is, of course, horizontal. Peel this back off. Let me go back to me because you don't need to be watching my cue image doing nothing. So I peeled off the back. I'm going to line up that little point with that little mark that I made on the center point. Press down. There's a little mark right there. You can see it. See? And it is centered. Now we have to find the center of this print. And it is the type that is rounded. So as you see, it's supposed to be 12 inches, but it's really like 11 and just a little bit over 11 3/4. We're going to do the metric, and it is 30 centimeters. So this is actually metric. They've been lying to us. So 15 is the center. And then I'm going to use one of my gauges. Works against the edge of the material. And when I say gauge, it's just something I made. There we go. And I have that here. And it looks like this. It's telling me to check my inks. Okay, so line it up right here like that. I'm going to bring my mark down a little bit further. Line it up. Take this. I'm going to line it up as best I can. And now the fun part. Applying the glue and making sure that you put it on correctly the first time. You don't have a lot of play time when it comes to this. But this is better than the double sticky tape. Much better. You don't want to put it on the edges because it will seep right out. So this is plenty. And this gives you enough play time. Nice. So perfect. Okay. And now press gently. It's going to take several minutes to fully cure. While it is doing that, I will attach my JFR metal prints. Again, just put some around the middle like that. You don't have to put it on the edges because it's going to make a mess otherwise. Center it by eye, like so. What I like about the gel, that it is not an instant cure. And of course, I will just wipe the front. It's ready to be hung, and it's going to go on my stairs. Lay this down for now until it fully cures. This is coming out quite well. I don't even see the mark that originally was created. I think maybe the moisture of the inks is sort of puffing that up, if you will, and it's not as visible. In fact, I don't see it at all. Take some of these smudges from my fingers out of the back. The best way is to use a alcohol pad in the back. Take away any of the fingerprints and skin oil, you know, that type of thing. If I was going to really sell this stuff, you really have to be a lot more careful than some things are. If I'm doing it just for me, then it's not an issue. And what I will do is just basically use my cotton glove to clean anything on the surface. Look at the reflections, making sure I get everything off. So now, as that continues to print, I'm going to search for a usable Mickey Mouse image. And I'm thinking the kit is only 1.5 years. Should I make something this fancy, or should I just print it on paper? Did you hear that noise? So that was the print head maybe hitting one of the edges. This paper is brutal, I'm telling you, but it is wonderful. Okay, so this is done. That looks good. Looks real good. I'm getting a little bit of a issue with coverage. I'm going to quickly inject some of the liquid glue. That should glue the corner down. Let me see the other. Yeah, same thing here. This gets absorbed instantly in that fiberboard. Yeah. Okay, this is done. Let's take a peek at that in a second. This side is good. This side is good. Maybe a little bit more. Let it absorb. And press it. When this stuff begins to cure, it generates a lot of heat. If you get it on your hands while it's doing that, you're going to get burned. Literally, 3rd-degree burn. So I always get yelled at for not using gloves, but I keep telling them that gloves will basically not really help. It will just begin to melt. This type of glue cures with moisture. That's why it instantly attaches to your skin. And if you happen to get a little bit somewhere where it shouldn't be, you can just wipe it off with acetone. So I have a little bit here that came out of the liquid. I'll just clean that up with acetone a little bit later. I have some nail polish remover that does not use acetone. It uses something else, and it really works really well with this. So I bought some of that the other day at CVS. Okay. Very pretty and very sturdy. See right here, little smudges of glue. Take that off with acetone. So that's going to go on our stairs. Here is the result that we got. Upside down, of course. So I would take this. I have a number 1 pencil. I will write down what this would be called. This is the name that I give it, and then the date that it was printed, maybe the size, 12 by 18, and then I will spray this. I have a pretty good spray. It's been working really well for this. Let me go get it. It's in the back room. It's not necessarily made for spraying prints, but I used it on the canvas that you see right here. It didn't do any harm to it, and it did actually enhance the deep blacks a lot. So it is called Eileen's. Let me turn this light on. And don't ask me where I got this. It may have been at an art supply store, something like Michael's. It's acrylic sealer. The reason is it's not a smelly, and it is acrylic. So fast drying, non-yellowing. Don't put it on something you don't want to make shinier. In other words, it is made specifically to give some gloss to something. So on a print such as this, you want to enhance these tones right here, then by all means use that, and that will really help. Wow, those dents are gone completely. I was about to throw this sheet of paper away. Yeah, completely gone. I don't see any hint of any dent. So I am going to still frame this, and it'll be a gift for someone. I don't know who the lucky person or unlucky person is going to be, but let me go ahead and get this Mickey Mouse thing done here for my little buddy. So I am going to go to Q image and remove that. Let's do, say, I'm going to use the 4200 because we're going to be sublimating this baby. We're going to print on 13 by 19. I'll show you the setup in a second here. So 13 by 19, 8.5 by 11. I'm sorry, not 13 by 19, 8.5 by 11, and we're going to make an 8 by 10 print, which that should fit the size of the sublimation material we're going to be using. Okay, let me see what someone is asking here. By the way, thank you so much for continuing to chat here while I was struggling with this last demo. Pete says, I'm very interested in QImage for Mac. Are they going to be on anytime soon? Hey, I hope. I've been, suggesting that, and we need them to come on. I will try again. My wife always asks me, did you have a guest today? And I said, no. Luckily, next week we're going to have PC's new owner. Make sure you're here, folks. Pass the word, please. Make sure you are here. Can you recommend any 22 by 17 similar paper pro luster? I want to expand my paper selection. It doesn't have to be luster. I kind of go for the more artsy papers. I really don't know too much other than, my Canon Pro Luster and similar papers from Red River. That's about as far as for that particular size as I go. There you go. So that's a good recommendation right there. And they're having, they're having their sale during this weekend. So make sure that you check that out. Okay, Uka from France. Could you be able to find your previous account? No, it's done. Did you find a way to promote your new channel? I'm doing it here and on Facebook and by itself, like it did the last time. So that's all I can do at this point. No problem, man. It's okay. All right. So let me go into Google here and find Mickey Mouse images to print. We're looking for something cartoonish. Oh. I knew that was going to happen. No problem. It's fine. Went a little bit beyond the edge. Okay, so let's put this over here out of the way. The spray. All right, let's take a peek at this. This is the one I'm used to. And I think that might be the one that child will probably love. Except it's got a let me rephrase that. I want to ask free. I don't want any kind of watermarks on them. There you go. I'm sorry. There you go. This is a kind of a 3D looking. No, I want a plain flat one. That's a happy one. That's a happy Mickey right there. There you go. See, that's what we're looking for. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, that's cute. Okay, we'll click on, oh, I guess I got to download that one. I'm going to have to rely on QImage's magical upressing. I'm sure these are very low res images. There you go. So save image as. I'll put it on the, not my drive. I'm going to put it on my desktop for now. Is there any choice in sizes? View image. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, that should work. Let's go ahead and we got the 4200. We have 8.5 by 11. And I am going to I may have to restart. Yeah, I'm going to have to reopen this. Let me make sure that it is actually sitting in my desktop. Yeah, there it is. There's Mickey. I see it. Open up Q image again. 19 printers now. Normal. There he is. And let's load it. Boom. We're going to not crop it. Like that. Okay. Now, that might be extending way over to, this is the edge, and I don't want it to do that. I want it a little bit smaller. So let me see if I can bring that in. No, I'm going to sharpen it first of all. I think everything else is correct. I just want to sharpen it. 150. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks good. Nice and sharp. And okay. And okay. And I'm just going to by hand, I'm just going to grab it, shrink it a bit more like that. That'll give me a little bit of breathing room because all I got is 8 by 10. In fact, maybe a little bit less. Except, yeah, I hate the way that they did that. They cropped it that way. Whoop. And I don't want a border. So 0, like so. I think that'll be okay. So let me get my paper. I have a let me see. I am going to load 8.5 by 11. I had some 8 by 12 here, or by 13 actually, but I am not going to use that. I'm going to just load the proper size. And print it. Now, what do we need to do to print this? We need to have the correct settings. So we have the 1400 presentation paper mat, letter size, and that profile that I made. I actually made a profile for sublimation printing. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and print that. It's going to flip Mickey. Who cares? There's no text or anything like that. So it doesn't even have to be mirrored. But in this case, we'll go ahead and do that. And since it is vertical, we're going to use this mount that I have already preset here. And he should love it. He's going to flip when he sees this. Of course, I'm going to put little corners on it as well. Not that I think he's going to be playing with it, but you never know. Let me get the 8 by 10 paper or sublimation blank. Put this here. And there you go. Why are you giving me such a hard time? And here we have the 8x10 material. Wow, I just sat it down over there a little bit and it's already pretty warm. We're going to do a pre-warm of the heat press. Remove any moisture. And then we'll proceed to print that. I see Mickey. Oh, and I got a border. God, cute image. You did it to me again. You know what? I don't care. That's fine. Almost done. Okay. There it is. So let me let this dry. I should be able to have enough bleed to be able to stagger or get those that score inside the area. It's not really 8x10. It's like I said, it's some kind of metric size. So it's not going to be exact. But hopefully, let me see. I should be able to exceed that. Oh yeah, no issues at all. Beautiful, beautiful. In fact, I'm kind of loving this. Did I really print it 8x10? Huh. Yeah, it's beginning to look a little weird. Maybe I shrank it down too much. That's okay. It's for a little 1.5-year-old. I don't think he's gonna care. He's only gonna see Mickey. That's all he cares about. Oh, that's right. Look what I got. And if I have to trim it to square it up or whatever, it really doesn't matter. We can do that with my trimmer. Get a nice even black border all the way around. Put this on top. I'm just going to use a new sheet of parchment. Press and wait. I didn't tell my wife I was going to do this for that little boy, but yeah, he deserves it. He's a real sweetheart. Okay, what else do we have? The sublimate. Yes, we did some aluminum prints. We did a few AI attempts that really didn't amount to anything. I will try again after this. If my son doesn't get here right about 2, I'll have enough time to attempt this again. That's about it. I think we did it all. We'll see how this comes out. Again, by tomorrow, by noon, a new set of videos will be going up. I'll be doing that right after this. I'm going to have to upload that first day's worth. So 5 videos. And I can then do the other 5 and the other 5 and the other 5 every day after that. So I need to give it enough preview. In other words, I don't want to post something right now because that doesn't give it enough chance for the algorithm to let people know. Even if someone that has never heard of me was watching something to do with printing, they may get a suggestion from my videos. That's how it works. And you slowly build up that way, bit by bit. What you can do to help, consider buying QImage. Consider using my affiliate links, Amazon, Red River, QImage, and that will help. everything has to do with money. And so when you are running something like this, and you're doing demonstrations, you got to be able to purchase the supplies. And the only way to do that is by support. Let this sit. I want to take a peek. Oh, he is so cute. Oh my God. This is beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to have to just trim a little bit. Straighten them out. Not that much though. So most of the Mickey is gone, as you can see. You know, I get more kicks out of just simply giving things away to people. They actually love it. With things today, they're so expensive. Everything's so expensive. A little gift like this really goes a long way. It's a tiny little bit crooked. We'll take care of that. Again, it does not have to be 8 by 10. No one's going to measure this or frame it. But and this material is the guy with the type with the it's like a sparkle coating, and it is just beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and it's very difficult to see how much I gotta trim. I gotta trim a little bit. I can see instantly. But before I do that, I just saw it, and I forgot to show you guys this. But this will be the last thing that I show you. So in the Army, I had many assignments. My first year was all medical. I was a combat medic, and I went to school for occupational therapy. So I worked in a clinic, basically a big old clinic in San Francisco, helping rehabilitate Vietnam amputees and other people that had massive injuries and required occupational therapy to get their nerves reconnected again so they can do tasks, daily tasks. That's what I did for a year. Then I got chosen out of my platoon to photograph my captain's, my company commander's daughter's recital, and everything after that changed. I was given the specialty of photography without having to go to school. Okay. Sure, I had all the experience. Don't get me wrong. I've been doing this since I was 8. So here I was like 19 years old, and I was made a photographer. So after that, many assignments came down the line, many different places I got assigned to. We moved 16 times, completely uprooting the household completely 16 times. And what did I do? Well, I ended up, let me think, so many different places. And now I'm trying to figure out what it was that I was trying to talk about, because my mind is going nuts right now trying to remember all of those places. But anyway, gosh, I forgot. I'm sorry. It'll come to me. But we'll go ahead and trim this. Okay, so the way to do this, as you can see, it's a little bit wider here. Oh, I know. Shoot. Of course. All I had to do was look back here, because I got something to show you. One of my assignments was, after I came back from Korea, they said, would you like to join the Special Forces? And I went, what? You mean those crazy people that jump out of airplanes? Yeah. And I thought, oh, okay. So we went to Massachusetts, Fort Devens, Massachusetts. I joined the Special Forces group, the 10th Special Forces group. There are many Special Forces groups in the military, in the Army. What happens? After 3 years, I got reassigned to the Inter-American Defense College. I don't know how I get these assignments. They've been like hand-picked assignments. No one else got them, just me, out of luck. Maybe somebody above loves me. But anyway, before we left, they said, hey, we're going to give you a little gift. And this is what they gave me, because I was in charge of the photo department for the group. And the group has, I think, 3 battalions. The 4th battalion is stationed in Germany. And this is the back. This has got to be, when did I get this? Came back from Korea. So I would say 1976 and a half, like mid-year. And this is what it is. This is what somebody made for me. So this my green beret, my knife, and my Leica camera. And it says from the photo section, 10 Special Forces Group Airborne. Hooah. And I treasure this. I brought it down because I wanted to show you guys that this is a nice little piece of memorabilia for me. And I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that frame up a little bit. I'm going to revarnish it and then apply some, they use, I think, some kind of lacquer on the leather. So I'll fix that up. I'm not going to do anything to the back. This is the way it was when it was given to me. So this has been everywhere. After that, went to Shape, Belgium, and came back to the Pentagon. Those assignments at the end were rather lengthy. So when I ended up going back to the medical field, I stayed like 6 years, and then I was able to retire. And I stayed over at Walter Reed, or Armed Forces Institute of Pathology. So that thing I treasure. That's going to go on my wall that I'm preparing here in the stairs. Let's go ahead and trim this off a tiny bit. I want to make it square, like even borders, but I got to get one edge true first. So now I'm going to trim off a little bit more. I want to get as close to that black border as I can, like so. And now I can use that as a guide for the next set of borders. I hope I don't mess this up. If I mess it up, I can do a new one. No big deal. Now that I know that image works really nice. And this will be the last cut. This cutter is not absolutely perfect, folks. You have to sort of, I don't think it's absolutely square either, but it does a pretty good job. So here we go. Now comes the mount. Like I said that. Oh. Come back here, you. There you go. We already have this already set up. I can almost eyeball this. I'll apply some glue. So you get going with this, and it's almost like doing crafts. You're using glue, you're using wood, you're using tape sometimes, and creating something besides the actual image. So I'm gonna make sure I got this oriented right. Hello, Mickey. Once if you mess up, that's it. You start all over again. There's no there is no forgiveness when it comes to crazy glue. If you don't know this, cyanoacrylate was invented for surgical procedures. It was used by military aid stations and medics to quickly seal a wound up and then haul your butt to the aid station, and then they can fix you up. That way you stop bleeding. You don't bleed to death while waiting, to be taken care of. Let me go ahead and attach one of these as well. And we are done. Cute as can be. There you go. So we were just the other day at Dollar Tree, which is no longer Dollar Tree, by the way. Everything's $1.25 and higher. It depends on what it is you're looking at. Some things are $5 actually. They have a lot of odds and ends that happen to be made out of polyester, and that can be sublimated onto. So you can pick up a lot of little items and sublimate them too, and create some crafts that you can then sell on. What is that site where everybody, all of these home crafting people use. You know what I mean, Etsy. And yeah, I saw some cutting boards where the back of it you can actually attach a sheet of polyester, and guess what that is? When you do those sealing packages that you, it's a my wife had one at work, a giant roll sealing machine for posters and things like that. It's made out of polyester, so you can then attach that with the heat press to the back of the cutting board, and then immediately sublimate to it, and it looks great. I've seen results. Again, just another idea for those who enjoy crafting. Anyway, that is it. Mickey is here to stay, folks. And I will give this to that little boy, and he's going to flip. He can look at this from his little bed every night. Excellent. Okay, let's see who else we got here. And then it's almost got 8 more minutes till my son supposedly is going to show up. He sort of goes after the Rodriguez type of timing. No, 8 o'clock means maybe 9:30. 2 o'clock means maybe 4. European. What can I say? That's how we are. All right. Let me go down. We're talking about paper sizes. Yes. Okay. I see you have lots of sample sizes like Hanson and others. If the size you have is good, I'm sure the bigger size will be good. Yeah, it's just the 8550 has a bit of an issue with thick paper. I could choose the thick paper choice as well, obviously. Feed through the back, which is really a pain. It's not really an easy process to do. Let me turn this off. It's getting hot down here. Yeah, things that you can do to help the feed. It's just a very thick paper, and that front edge is very stiff. It's got to bend, remember, to enter the pathway. So that's why I have to push it, and then it stops. It stops, and then it begins to print. If you don't do that and it gets caught and it does not advance, because the rollers are slipping on it, trying to advance it, it's just too stiff and too heavy. So yeah, it's really meant for regular photo papers. And mine has an issue with if I try to print 13-inch, it's not going to be able to do it. Somehow something's wrong with the 13-inch capacity, the full capacity. Check around for some paper manufacturers who have 13 by 19 sample packs. I have both 8.5 by 11 and 13 by 19 sample packs. I was able to order HALIMUN 13 by 19 sample packs. Sample packs are good. Some people criticize them, but it depends. If you start and you don't even know how to print yet, don't get sample packs. It's just too early. Learn how to do one type of paper. Once you get that done and it's perfect, repeatedly, over and over and over again, you know exactly what you're going to get. And then go ahead and mess around with sample packs. You're going to have to make sure that manufacturer has profiles for your printer that you want to try all of these samples on. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, because you're not going to get the results that you would have gotten with a real custom-made ICC profile for that printer, that particular paper. So you need to have the correct profile for all these other than Canon or EPSON papers. So yeah, learn how to print first, and then experiment all you wish, all you want, and then you'll be able to get to the point where you know what you're going to get. There's never going to be a guess. You know what this is going to be like. I'm still guessing sometimes. It's a never-ending process of learning. So that's just the way it is. That is just the way it is. Okay, so thanks again. Have you ever tried CANON glass gloss? No, I have not. That must be, what is that like? Like super, super glossy? I'm going to have to look that up. The only CANON I have ever used is Infinite Burrita Photographique 11 by 17. No, 11 Photographique 2, 17 by 22. Makes great prints. What is that about, Harold? SFGA? Quite an honor from the SFGA. Please tell me what you mean by that. I want to know. Pete says, in your opinion, is the CANON paper worth the money? It is. Is it that much better than Canon paper? 22 by 17 is $112. Yeah, probably. It depends. CANON is a pretty good brand. The only CANON I have a sample pack somewhere for CANON. It may be out here. Yeah, they're good. They're good. A lot of times, like your regular Canon line doesn't have these very different types of art papers. Most people are just normally using the regular line of papers from Canon, and just like EPSON also. EPSON has some good art papers as well. But the other makers are the ones that specialize in all these fancy papers. HALIMUN, Ilford even, and others. I was switched to Red River for a lot of my photo papers now, since I have both Canon and EPSON. Red River support more papers. Okay, so folks, you guys were all talking about Red River. Are you guys using my affiliate link? I hate to beg, but I just got a notice every month. I get this. You don't have any earnings this month, and I'm going like, no one's using my link. Use my link. It's in my video descriptions. It'll take you directly to their site. It doesn't take you some weird place. No, directly to their site. It's just that they know that you're using my link. And if you order stuff, I get a small cut. The channel, in other words, the new channel, the baby channel, it gets a small cut. And we're able to survive. It will cost you nothing. You're going to buy the paper anyway, right? That's why you're looking at Red River. Don't go to redriver.com. Go to my site. It's in my video descriptions. And that will help tremendously. Maybe next month I'll get a little bit of a notice that says I actually have some earnings. Let me see if I can show you the link. It has a special here. It's in here. It has a special code, and I will go ahead and post it in my Facebook group again. Please use it. It's absolutely no effort in your part. Video descriptions. Let me show you this real quick so you know what I'm talking about. And again, since we're starting all over again, I really have to emphasize this, that this is the only way, since getting a channel off the ground is a time thing. It takes a while for the algorithm, for the so-called SEO to latch onto you before you start getting an audience back. But this is what I'm talking about. So this is this appears in every one of my videos, every one of them. It's a whole list of links. Let's go by them one at a time. Keith Cooper, I'm just putting his channel there because I like the guy. I want you guys to watch him. Hey, look what's the second one. Red River Affiliate Link is here. This is it right here. You need this code. In other words, put this on your browser and save it as the link to your Red River supplies. In other words, it will take you over to that. In fact, let me just demonstrate. So I'm just going to go ahead. Let's go right over here to this blank, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So you can see this is just my blank browser. I'm going to enter my link, hit enter. There we go. Labor Day sale. Look at that. This looks no different than what you normally see. Okay. So please use my link. How much effort did that take me? There you go. You have access to everything. And this little old channel is going to earn a few bucks. So you spend a couple $100, we'll earn a few bucks out of that. And it adds up. It adds up. Okay. So please, please, please do that. I know there's only 21 of us here, but you guys have already mentioned that you use Red River. Well, if you're using Red River, if you're using Amazon, good Lord, watch. Let me look for Amazon. And I have a Patreon. I have a PayPal donation link that you can donate a few bucks. That comes directly to me, and I can then use that money to be able to afford to buy like that 12 by 18 paper. By the way, Amazon, cheaper than Michael's and no tax. And all you got to do is this. Watch this. Let me open up a new. By the way, I will put the Amazon link here, and this one's easy to remember because all it is this. That's the Red River one. And then this is the Amazon. https://www.amazon.com/shop/Jose Rodriguez, one word. Again, it will take you to Amazon. Let me show you. I know people like my son, he worries about doing this. I said, what are you worried about? It's doing nothing to you. Okay, so let's go ahead here. I'm going to enter the link. And this is the only possibly confusing thing that occurs. It takes you, and this is a picture of the last thing I entered. Disregard that, or go ahead and click it. Look at that. These are products that I support. Oh, I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this. I want to search. And I'm going to put in Strathmore acrylic and linen. And there we go. There's all the paper. You place the order. I get a small percentage. Okay. And I got to figure out my budget every month. What can I afford to buy for the channel? For me to be able to demonstrate something for you guys to see. You see that? And this is before you guys go and buy something. Let me be the one doing it. At first, look at that oil painting. I got to look at this one. This might be a good one. Who knows? And so that allows me to show you guys, oh, don't bother with this, guys. This is not going to work. You know, thank you, but this is not going to work. I tried this, I tried this, I tried that, and it was a failure. So don't waste your money. You see that? You won't have to waste your money. You just saved some money. Okay. Sounds like I'm begging, but really all I'm doing is just please use those links that are listed there. Okay. And I do that. I prepare that list for your own benefit as well as my benefit as far as the maintenance of this channel goes. The financial expense this channel takes out of your pocket, basically. And I'm trying to get it back to what it used to be, and that's going to take me at least 1 year, which is not bad. I plan to be back as I was before within 1 year. That's my goal. And I know I could do it, but I need your help. I need your help, guys. There is no, yeah. Super chat, they take 45% YouTube. So please don't even if it was there, let me give you a link that you can directly donate if you feel like doing so. Only if you feel like doing so. Again, this is something I don't want to look like I'm, trying to beg or anything like that. But if you feel like you want to do that, then here you go. And I occasionally, this is listed on my about, I think. But if you feel like doing that, again, www after the HTTPS, whatever, paypal.me/JToolman. Okay. And then you can donate directly. Then everything goes. I think PayPal takes a minuscule amount, but YouTube takes like 45%. In fact, they take that much out of any earnings you were making anyway. So you better have been making millions for you to then make $500,000. You see what I mean? So yeah, it's a big ripoff. So super chat, all of those things, yeah, they were taking a ton of the money away. So a lot of us so-called YouTubers sort of refrain from suggesting that to people if they want to support a channel. If a channel is giving you information, and I don't mean just me, if a channel is giving you information that saves you a lot of money, like how to change this component in your car, and you go and buy the part and fix it yourself, well, dude, you just saved on the labor charge, which is more than the part. give that channel a few dollars, or whatever they use in their country of origin. That's what this community is about. So we support each other, we learn, and I learn and I pass it on to you guys. I don't do like I work for one person. I was doing histology. Histology is cutting tissues, human tissues, animal tissues, to 4 micron thickness slices. So they have to be prepared to be able to slice something that thin. So we do a processing uh, of the tissue. It gets embedded in a certain type of paraffin. You mount that on a block and you put it on an instrument, a microtome, and then you begin to cut. It's got a knife that you have to learn how to sharpen. Otherwise, you use the disposable one. And I had to cut something that had a little bit of calcified bone in it. It was supposed to have been decalcified during the process. Okay. And the way to do that is acid. The acid will remove the calcium ions, and you just have tissue that can be easily cut. Well, it wasn't quite decalcified. And you cannot slice bone like it's paraffin, because the tissue becomes the same consistency as this type of paraffin. It's called embedding paraffin. So what happens? I go to talk to my supervisor, and she's in the back in her own little private office with her little machine. And I'm with a bunch of other young GIs and, you know, kids, basically. I was 30 something, and they're like 18, 19 years old doing this kind of work. And so she says, here, do this. And she gets a cotton ball and puts something on it. Apply that to your block. The block is in the machine. And it goes up and down in front of this blade, and it advances every stroke advances for 4 microns. And I said, well, what does this do? You're giving it to me blindly. I need to know what this does. Oh, no. It took me 22 years to get to where I am. If you want to learn these tricks, do 22 years. I didn't work there too much longer after that. I went back to my normal veterinary science division at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology. How about that? So crazy. She didn't want to pass on her secrets. She was going to take them to the grave. Isn't that nuts? It doesn't let you? That's weird. Let me try it myself. You're not seeing that? That's me. Send. You have to, of course, log on, which I am not, and then send. You're saying that does not let you donate? That's weird. What are you seeing? Because I just got one the other day. Pete, tell me what you are seeing. Maybe I can figure out. Your name is there, but then what? Does it look like what I'm showing you? It says, what is this? What is it for? Well, I mean, I would have to log in, or sign up. I already have an account, but I'm not going to do it here. And then I just basically I can send money to my daughter. I can send money to whomever. But this would be me sending it to me, which makes no sense. So it won't let me put any dollar amount. That's weird. Can someone else try that? Just don't send it. Okay, just try it like you're going to do it, and just tell me. Someone other than Pete, please try it and see what you get. You don't have to send anything. Just see if he lets you get to the point where you're about to send the money. Just put down $5 or whatever. Just don't send it. But it has to allow you to send it. Type a dollar amount and type donation in what is this for. Then you can click next. Yeah. Mike Cheney is here. There you go. Mike, they want you, buddy. Mike, they want you here. You need to come here. The world needs you. Please, you and your partner. We need both of you here. Next week, we're going to have Precisioncolors owner, the new one. Someone wants me, you bet your bottom dollar. We want you. We need you here. Well, that is really strange. That is really odd. Anyway, I appreciate you trying, though. Thank you. You shouldn't have to search my name. It should be. I'll talk to Andrew. Maybe we can do it in 2 weeks then. Yeah, we are burning the midnight oil on QMH 2026 DFS-S2. All right. Yeah, you heard the man. That's right. See, you did it now. Now you are stuck. You're gonna have to come on board. Yeah, I'm gonna have Matt McNamara next week. We call him Double M. And then maybe in a week and a half or 2 weeks after that, not the following Sunday, but the following, you mean? Hopefully that'll be the case, and we can have you on. We need to talk a lot. We need a lot of talking here. We need to bring back a bunch of people here. We're down to 23 people on a live stream. That is ridiculous. So okay, we need to bring back the big guns and attract the people again. In fact, I was trying to get Mike Lee to join Matt Double M together. That would be awesome if we could do that, because Mike Lee still communicates with MM. And so, yeah. Oh, well, Pete, you tried, my friend. You tried. That's all I can say. I appreciate that. If anyone else wants to try and they're successful and throw a couple bucks this way, like I said, a pack of that paper goes for the 8x12. I think goes for only like 11 something dollars, and it's about 13 plus tax at Michael's. And unfortunately, they didn't have a sales table. They normally have a sales table with a bunch of stuff that's been sitting around for a while. It's still perfectly good, but they usually sell it for a little bit less. But they didn't have that this time. All right, I think that's going to be it. Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Anyone? Here is the stuff from thank you, Henry. Yeah, you have to be logged on, and then you have to just say for what reason. And there's even a little section where you can write a little note to the person who receives the donation. When I want to send some money to my daughter for something that, like a present, and she'd rather have money, I usually use just PayPal, and I do it that way. I don't use any other platform. Yeah, it could very well be. All right, we'll just leave it at that. It's fine. I do appreciate you guys. for your effort. And let me go ahead and make sure that I got my stuff ready on the other monitor. Wait a minute. It could be that. Anyway, so tomorrow, noon, another set of videos will begin to become active. In other words, they're already loaded. They just need to become active, and they're scheduled every 2 hours after that until 8. So that'll be 5. Then Tuesday, another 5. Again, same thing Wednesday, and so forth. And then on Saturday, I will do a live stream, re-upload. In other words, it's gone, so I have to re-upload these older live streams. They were pretty neat back then. A lot of new stuff. There's nothing really new now. So there's all I can do is demos. There's really nothing new to talk about as far as printers go. So these older live streams, they were interesting because new stuff was being released during those periods. So, okay. And then, of course, Sunday. This is when we get together and have fun. So, finding Apple Tahoe bugs. What? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tahoe is a new Apple and Mac release. Yeah. They do that way too often, and it's too buggy. I know you guys go through a lot of hair pulling solving those issues. Okay, that's going to be it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be back next week and continue the process of reviving this platform. Thank you so much. And until the next time, happy printing, everyone. Bye bye. Let me go over here and set up my video. I think I have it here. There you go, right there. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the one I just did. We need this one. There we go. Enjoy. Bye-bye.